I'm excited for him. I mean, the stuff speaks for itself. It's 98 to 100, cutter, slider, changeup, curveball. Everything's really, really good. And he's a competitor too. I think he cares a lot, and I think that's a really good quality, and I'm excited to kind of watch him do his thing this year.
Tarik, great to see you, man. How's camp going? I'm sure you're like, all right, let's do this. But I did like how you challenged yourself the other day, taking on a pretty good Phillies lineup, right?
Yeah, no, that was a good day. That was a good day of work. I think my next one's in Sarasota on the road too, so that'll be a good Orioles lineup. So, yeah. But spring's good. I was actually talking to Cam about this earlier. Was the March Madness stuff has kind of helped take the mind off of how long we've been doing this. So, I'm excited for season.
This time of the year, man, after last season, after the appearance that you guys made in the postseason, there's an expectation around camp now, right? The fans expect for you guys to get back to the playoffs. I know you guys expect you guys to go a little bit deeper. We know what you did as a Cy Young Award winner, but how can you make guys around you better? Like the conversations that happen with the pitchers, and I know you're left-handed, you have a lot of God-given ability, but you talk about bringing Flaherty back, Olsen. How do you as a leader make those guys better?
Yeah, I think expectation one is a good thing. We want fans to think we're going to be a good team, right? And then it's up to us as a team. That should motivate you as a player. It's like, I'm going to go perform, so that way, fans keep coming to the yard. But as far as, getting better, I think as a team, every single day has to matter a lot. Every single game has to matter a lot. And I know I don't play every game, but my preparation between my starts has to matter a lot to me. To when I go perform, I put myself in a good spot. And I think that's something that all our starters do, which is pretty cool. And I know our relievers are ready to go and they take care of themselves, the way they do. It's a little bit different animal. But I know our starters, they all have really good routines and they're all pretty focused on what we're trying to accomplish.
Tarik, why gray pants? Why does Hinch make you go on the road? Now, most starters with your credentials, all right, you don't have gray pants. You should be like, you know what, Hinch? I know you went to Stanford. You think you're smarter than everyone else. But let me stay back at home, bro. Pitch on the backfield. Why'd you want to go on the road so bad?
Yeah, I'm not really much of first off, the backfield is a place that can really humble you. So I don't really know if I want to throw on the backfield.
Hey, it's tougher than pitching against the Phillies. Hard. There's no Bryce Harper or Schwarber, but those dudes are going to rake you. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I think backfields would be like playing like Team USA's lineup. Like that's what it feels like when you're back there. It's just like everything's hit hard, and you're like, I don't even know how to get outs. So I kind of like going on the road. I like getting the good lineups and getting you ready for season. I like competing and getting those juices flowing. This isn't a knock on anybody. When you throw at home and teams are traveling 3 hours, it's a little bit different of a lineup. Younger lineup, different guys in there. So I like going to guys' place and throwing and competing. I think I need to get that going, or else I don't think the stuff coming out of my hand is pretty good when I don't have the adrenaline flowing. So I like going on the road. And when he presented it to me, we're playing the Yankees early in the season. Do you want to go to Baltimore? I said, absolutely. Like I'd love to go on the road and face Baltimore and get those guys in that lineup. They got a really good one. So it'll be fun to get out there and compete.
Hey, AJ, real quick.
Playoff preview. Baltimore and Detroit, playoff preview.
Hey, I know as a catcher, AJ, you love that, right? That sets the precedent, right? We get to spring training. Guys don't want to make – I was 5 years in, road trip. I ain't trying to go. I like that mentality, but I will say this, Scott. This is the one thing about this dude. At a very early age, I realized when I met this guy, his competitive fortitude is different, right? This dude wants to compete. He wants to be the best, and I think that rubs off on those guys. Let me ask you this. In camp, you've been impressive. You've done a lot of things that impress the league. From a pitching standpoint, who's been a guy that has impressed you this camp that you go, okay, if we get this guy right, we can do some special things as a staff?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys have came into camp really in shape. You're going to get with Jack. I don't worry about Jack at all. I think he's
Chafin lost like 20 pounds.
Yeah, he came in
good.
Shape, right?
Yeah.
But if I had to name one guy, it'd probably be Casey Mize. I think the talent that he has, he revamped kind of a lot of his arsenal on his own, which as a teammate I love. He took the initiative to really try and get himself to be the best pitcher he can be, and he's pitched really well in spring training. And I've made a point to get out there and watch every single one because I'm interested to see kind of what the changes are. I think Jackson Jobe, the stuff is I'm like, I don't really want to watch it because it's better than mine. So I'm like, I don't want to watch it. You're really good, But, Casey Mize, I think he's a really good pitcher. You played with him.
Yeah.
He's the same guy, routine, really good competitor. Also really good friend. We've been teammates for the same draft class and all that stuff. And for him to take the initiative and revamp his arsenal, I think that speaks a lot about who he is and who he wants to be on the mound. And that's something that fires me up, to seeing teammates and makes me want to be a better version of myself as well.
Was 100+ part of the revamp? Was that real? Was that 106? Was that real?
That was the first one, yeah. 106. Yeah.
I saw that.
Came in.
I'm like, is that a part of the revamp? We throwing 106 now?
Yeah, you said 106, and I was like, the next one must have been a changeup because it was 97. But yeah, if he's throwing 106, yeah,
really good plays, right?
I don't think anyone's going to hit that.
Hey, Tarik, tell me more about Jackson Jobe and how he's looked in camp. Obviously, he was just like shoved into big spots late last year. We all know how good he's been in the minor leagues. What do you think he's going to do this year?
Yeah, I don't want to put any expectations, on him. I don't think that's fair to him as the player and as a teammate. I don't think that's fair. But I expect him to go out there and compete every fifth day and challenge guys, each and every at bat, each and every pitch. And he's going to learn how his stuff plays, at the big league level. And there'll probably be a learning curve, and that's okay. And I had the same thing. And I'm still learning stuff about myself. So I think that's the beauty of the game. Just because things worked last year doesn't mean the same recipe is going to work this year. So the same will go for him, and I'm excited to kind of be there and just bounce ideas and let him bounce ideas off me too. And we can just have that good conversation and be a good, resource for each other. So I'm excited for him. The stuff speaks for itself. It's 98 to 100 cutter, slider, changeup, curveball. Everything's really, really good. And he's a competitor too. I think he cares a lot, and I think that's a really good quality. And I'm excited to kind of watch him do his thing this year.
More in a minute, but first, a quick word from our sponsor of this video. Kratz, what time is it?
Time to stop overpaying for wireless with these bogus fees and, quote, free perks that actually cost more in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
What he's saying is it's time to switch to Mint Mobile with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. Just check it out. See how much you can cut off your cell phone bill. Go to mintmobile.com/territory.
No unexpected overages on those bills. You get all the bells and whistles too. And I love that all plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And you bring over your current phone number when you switch. If you like your money, Mint Mobile is for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/territory. That's mintmobile.com/TERRITORY. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month 5 GB plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. And now back to the video.
Did you tell him to throw it down the middle? What did he say? Quit trying to hit a gnat's ass?
Yeah, that may have came out of my mouth a little bit. But I loved it. I love it. I love the confidence that he has in himself. It's true. Hitting is really hard to do. And if you're consistently getting into counts and getting guys in leverage, you're going to get a lot of uncomfortable swings, and you're not going to see as many A swings even early in counts. You're going to see a lot of B and C swings, and guys are trying to put the ball in play. And once that starts happening, it becomes really hard to score and sustain innings. And I think that's going to work in Jackson's favor. So I love the quote. It just speaks about the confidence that he has in himself, and I think he should. I think he should have that confidence in himself.
Hey, by the way, people don't know this, Cam. People don't know this about Jackson Jobe. His dad was a professional golfer that won. So is he the best golfer? And do y'all stay away from him on the golf course or what? Because, he's got that genealogy for good golf.
Yeah, I think his dad's still playing on the
senior PG.
Yeah, I think he's still playing on that. I've yet to see the swing. I don't think Jackson really golfs, so maybe he's kind of put baseball in front priorities, right? I respect that a ton, but yeah, I haven't seen him swing. I'm sure he can hit the golf ball really. If you grow up playing golf, you're going to be good at golf, and if your dad is who he is, you're going to be good. So,
facts.
Yeah, I haven't seen him play though.
Okay, let's stick here. Cy Young, dominant season last year. You guys make an incredible playoff run. It's easy for players when we go in the offseason. We always want to get better, right? We always want to add on to what we've done. have you picked up a pitch? Have you done like anything to say, okay, I think this will help me take my game to another level? And is there any motivation when you talk about individual awards, a back-to-back Cy Young? Is that something that you come in the season? I know how competitive you are, and you care about the stuff like this. Do you care, like, if I go out and put my team in another situation and I win a Cy Young, we're in a good spot? Like, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the team is always going to come first, whether before the individual. I think that's the beauty of playing a team sport. Now, if you're playing golf or something and you're playing one and that's it, but I think that the beauty of the team sport is the team should always come first, no matter what. So as far as individual, what I'm trying to accomplish myself, I just want to be healthy and play 162. Mm-hmm. If I'm healthy and I'm, going out there every fifth day, I like our odds. I like our odds against anybody. So, I think that's where the focus for me needs to be, is just going out there and competing. As far as working on stuff, I constantly tinker with stuff. I'm constantly trying to see if I can get a little bit more carry on my heater, or a little bit more run on my sinker, or maybe a little bit less, vert on my changeup, or maybe a little more horizontal on my slider. I'm constantly doing things, like that. And I think that's what makes the game fun, is you never know when. It's like the changeup for me. I didn't throw a changeup, the one I have right now, until 2 years ago.
Right.
So you can always, like, maybe I find a grip for a slider that now I have another really good weapon to get guys out. So I think that's the beauty of the game. I think there's grips out there. There's different cues, and you just got to figure out what works for you. And that's why I love playing baseball. I think there's no one recipe to have success. Yeah. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. So, but that's what keeps me coming to the yard excited. I think there's an actual way to get better each and every day, and I try to accomplish that. And sometimes that's doing nothing. Today, do nothing day. So
there's growth and recovery.
Yeah.
There's growth and rest. There's growth and recovery.
Today was a do nothing day. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, and that took me a long time to learn that as well. I wasn't like that early, but.
No, I get that. It's tough to sit around. Tarik, question for you, since we haven't talked to you about the aftermath of Alex Bregman signing your team. Gave it obviously a very good shot. The numbers and everything went public. Your GM talked about it. What was that like for you to experience? We spoke with you during the Jack Flaherty process, and you guys end up with him, which is awesome. But what was it like to be on the other side of, I don't want to say just missing out on Bregman, but certainly they put a competitive offer together. And, I know, hopefully Jace Young works out. I know he got optioned today, but I'm sure he'll be back up at some point early in the season. It would have been nice to have Bregman when you turn to your right.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's a great player, great talent. He's a winner. He's won everywhere he's went. Obviously, he has the history in Houston too, and with AJ, and but just to have us in the conversation with a player of that caliber and the amount of money we're trying, I think that's a very positive thing. When you look at it from a fan standpoint, because I think our front office really believes in our group that we're going to win, and we're going to win soon. So. It sucks to lose out on a caliber player like that, and he's going to be great. But I like the guys that we got in our clubhouse, and we returned everyone from the playoff roster, so that should give us a ton of confidence going into this season.
Tarik, you saw Bregman's numbers, the numbers they were throwing out there. Are you like, hey, Scott Harris, right here, my phone's open?
I was going to let AJ do it. I was going to let AJ ask.
Yeah, that's good money. That's a lot of money. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about that topic.
So no talks. No talks. You got to just say no. Yeah, just shake your head. Just yes or no. Yes or no.
Yeah, no.
Blink twice if you want. If
that's like me.
I'm
okay.
Yeah, it's the business part of the game is interesting. I'm sure everyone's kind of gone through it, and I'll try my best to keep it out of the media, because I just don't want to. You start talking about it, then you got to answer a bunch more questions about it. So I'll try and do my best to keep that stuff private, to myself.
Okay, before I let you go, I want to talk about the unsung heroes, right? Guys that don't get a lot of credit. And you look at what you guys have been able to do from a bullpen standpoint, from a rotation standpoint, the last few seasons. Even go back to Michael Lorenzen, when he was able to do what he found here. Jack Flaherty coming back. Can you talk about Chris Fetter? I don't think, he's a quiet guy. He's kind of subdued. I see him every once in a while having a drink at the bar. He's a giant of a man. Yeah. But can you talk about what he's done for this pitching staff and guys, and has made guys Detroit a destination for pitchers? Like, can you kind of expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think our whole department, right? So Fett is obviously the head of it, but Robin Lund, Juan Nieves, everyone that's kind of in the nerd room, analytics room, you know, that no one ever sees, but they do a great job of getting guys prepared. And, you know, Robin's the only one, I think, in the big leagues with a doctorate degree. So I think that's pretty cool. We have a doctor on our staff. I think that's pretty cool. And, but they're really good at communicating with players and getting guys moving the right way and getting guys in the right, you know, thought process. You know, when I'm talking about scouting reports and game day stuff, I'm talking with Fett. When I'm talking about how I think my body's moving or what I'm feeling, I talk with Robin to see if he can compare some things. And then Juan Nieves, I love him because he's old school. He'll just like walk in and say a random thing before one of my starts, like, hey, do this one time or do this one time against this team. You'll shut down this aspect of their game. And he's right every time, you know, and I'm like, what? I don't even, that's not even you can't watch video. He just like knows guys' personalities, right? And I think the mesh that they got, and obviously their three relationships too, is they're not afraid. I don't think they step on each other's toes, and they're not afraid to have like constructive conversations with everybody. So I think that's what good coaches do. And obviously you see what I was able to do coming back from injury, what Jack's been able to do, Mike, you know, Lorenzen. I think the list goes on. Every reliever that we've had some guys claimed, and all this, you know, we optioned Bo Brisky out of camp last year, and then he's throwing some of the most important innings for us down the stretch. So I think it speaks to who they are. I can't say enough good things about those guys.
Don't be giving Juan Nieves any credit. Don't be giving him
Man,
any credit.
tell him
I said that. Tell him any credit.
Dude, I love that guy. He's awesome. He's old school.
He's like Tarik, smile today, and you'll dominate.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing. Like when a runner's on first base, just do this one time. You don't even know how to throw it. Just step right here. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And then I just go do it because I'm like, it's worked so many times. I'll just go do whatever he tells me to do. I think he's kind of earned that blind trust, but he's great. He's old school. I love it. I love it.
Has he talked about his no-hitter? Has he told you about his no-hitter yet? Because he used to talk about that like at least twice a day. Hey, you guys know I threw a no-hitter in Milwaukee once?
Yeah, if you threw a no-hitter, you'd talk about it too every day.
AJ talked about a perfect game that he's probably called.
I'm sure you talk about some things. But yeah, that's a pretty special one. You know, he's the last one. Was he the first and last to do it?
I think he's the only one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think he's the only one.
He's the only brewer to ever do it. Yeah, so trust me, he lets you know.
Yeah. As he rightfully should. Yeah. I think that's what, I mean, you hold that over my head every day until I get to do one. So I like that.
There you go. I like the St. Patty's Day patch, by the way. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, cool headbands.
That's a very cool headband. Yeah. Great to see you as always. Good luck the rest of spring. We'll see you during the season, okay?
I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.